Hey, it's Lynn Brown. I'm a speaker, trainer, and coach with the John Maxwell team. And I spent the first half of my life people pleasing. And then in my spare time, I was literally trapped by the opinions of other people. It was really more like being in a mental prison. But then one day, I just decided to take a step in the direction of my dreams. And I did more than just deciding to take the step. I actually took action for the first time in my life. I mean, I bet on myself for the first time, and it was amazing. I'm not saying that everything just fell magically into place, but when I changed the way I was looking at things, the things that I was looking at began to change. And now I've committed the rest of my life to becoming the best version of me, and also partnering with people who want to do the same. So with less than 30 days in this decade, there has never been a better time to take the first step. Now, I'm not saying go throw out all the chocolate kisses and just declare that you're only going to eat celery until January 1st. But, what could you do? I mean, really, for you, there's something you can do. What could you do that your future self would thank you for? And I'm working hard on closing in on my goal by December the 24th of releasing 30 pounds since August. I have 5 more pounds to go. But it all started with one decision. And then I took action. Now, for some of you, I know you're probably thinking, well, I'm just going to wait. I don't care what she says. I'm just going to wait until January 1. But y'all, deciding to change is not just enough. And then also, not making a decision is the same as making a decision. It really is a decision. So what I had to do, I'll just give you a little 20-second version of what I did. But I had to invest in a health coach. And that sounds crazy because I am a coach. But y'all, I promise you, I could not see the blind spots, which they're pretty hard to see. That's why they're called blind spots. I was so close to the situation, I could not see where I was holding myself back. I mean, I was literally stuck for 25 years, and you laugh, but I've been trying to lose that baby weight for 25 years. And I know some of you are thinking, I just need to think about this a little bit more. I need to put some time and think about what area I want to start making progress in. But y'all, don't talk yourself out of it. I talk to so many people who are quick to say, well, I'm getting ready to start. I need to get some, a new workout wardrobe, or I need to, if it's work related, I need to wait and have a meeting. And so we can talk to the team about how we want to finish, the year or start the new decade or this or that. But and I promise you, I'll be transparent with y'all. I was the world's worst. I mean, I used to cancel doctor appointments because I had gained weight like in between visits. So I would just cancel my visit and put it off because I didn't want to go face what I knew I was going to be facing. There's never going to be a perfect time to start. And there's never going to be a time when you can't wait to pick up the phone and call the 10 new clients. But y'all, this is a great time of year to touch base with your existing clients, to send them a little, holiday gift, to thank them for being a great customer, and to reach out to new and, plant some thoughts and some seeds in there of some things that you could do to help them get off, to a great start in the year 2020. But I mean, honestly, there's never going to be a perfect time to start. There's never going to be a perfect time, an easy time for you to have that sweaty palm conversation, whether it's with your boss, your team, your 16-year-old, your spouse, or your ex-spouse for that matter. But we often wait, for the other person to step up to the plate. We want them to change first. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but a lot of times I find myself getting wrapped up in stuff I have no control over. And honestly, that's really none of my business. There's plenty we can do. And just so you know, despite what some posts look like on Instagram, I don't care what they say. Nobody's perfect or even good for that matter when they start. The biggest room for improvement in my house, and probably for most of you listening in, we know the biggest room for improvement is, in our house is the room for improvement. Now, saying all that, what could you do today? Seriously, what could you do? This past week, I cleaned out my closet. I just decluttered some stuff. Maybe you need to go walk the dog. Maybe you need to get a little exercise. Maybe you need to drink an extra glass of water. Write somebody a note. Send Christmas cards. Update your resume. I don't know. Maybe you have a financial goal, so you need to set up an auto draft to your savings account. I don't know what your thing is, but I know this. I can guarantee you there's something that you can do. You don't have to see the whole picture. You don't have to know the exact plan and the whole, have the whole growth plan rolled out, but just do something. Take action. And I will be honest, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't like to fail, but failure is a constant companion to success. Nobody great has done anything without failure. And if they say they haven't failed, they're not telling you the truth. We love to hear, we hear the stories passed down, the biographies of people, and we think for some reason that they're just extra special, but they're really not. They all got there the same way. They had a dream, and then they had struggle, and then they finally had breakthrough. We're no different. They're no different from us. It's just that they had the thought, they took the action, and they persevered. They did not stop. They were persistent, and they were consistent. And y'all, consistency compounds. I will tell you, this past week, it was so clear in my life. I was actually asked by my company, by the John Maxwell team, to be interviewed on call, an impact call, and just share some of my journey. The successes, the learns, the wins and the learns, right? And so while I was on that call, I was actually talking about one of the initiatives that I had been a part of for the past 4 years, and how from that consistent work in those organizations, how they were now opening their doors to me, and there were just opportunities coming my way. And I had 2 phone calls on that interview call. I mean, of course I didn't answer it, but and they were from different organizations wanting me to do work with their team. Consistency compounds. And I'll be honest, y'all, I've given away some work. I have done complimentary lunch and learns. I've been willing to go back and serve teams. My goal is to add more value than an organization can even fathom. So when I leave, they see that my value is something that they cannot do without. But even right in your circle of influence, whether it's in your office or organization where you work, or in your family or your neighborhood or your marketplace where you go and shop, there are people waiting for us to serve them. So go out and make a mess. I mean, be willing to fall on your face. And remember, Les Brown always says this. He says, when you fall, if you can look up, you can get up. So honestly, guys, as long as you continue doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. I got the same results for about 20-something years, honestly. And I was steady gaining weight. I was. But I was blind to it. And it got down to be really an integrity issue with me, because I was a results coach, and that was an area of my life I wasn't getting results in. And so I had to change some things, and I did. And now everything's changed in that area. And it's funny too, because I know you're thinking, well, I've shared some of my, my vision or my dream or what I want to do with some people, and they've kind of questioned me or laughed about it or whatever. But honestly, guys, when you meet with success, they're going to be the ones asking you, how'd you do this? I was thinking about doing something. Tell me what you did. So seriously, if you got to wait for a new year for a redo, then probably you're not serious enough yet. When you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, or whatever your thing is, then you will take action. So I challenge you to look back in your life too, because guys, I guarantee you, if we had time today and we could open up this podcast and you could tell me example after example in your own life of successes that you have had. Those are learning models, guys. harvest the good from them. Harvest the gold from them. You have done things. I don't care if it was winning a science fair project or the spelling bee or having the part in the Christmas play. Maybe it was you had a lemonade stand and you made more money in your neighborhood every summer than anybody on the block. I don't know what your thing is, but you have these learning models. It hit me not long ago that I earned 7 cars in my direct selling company years ago. And but December, which is one of the busiest months, people say we're so busy. And, what are they busy really doing? But a lot of times people use that as an excuse. I'm so busy, but I earned 4 out of the 7 cars in the month of December. And honestly, I believe that busy really is just it's more of an avoidance behavior. So we don't have to be still. Maybe we don't have to get close, to people, or we don't have to deal with our reality. But my wish for you for this season, for this amazing Christmas season, is that you would experience peace like never before. That you would move more towards your purpose. And there will be clarity like never before. And that you will take care of yourself physically, spiritually, and emotionally like never before. And when you do that, peace and joy will rule in your heart. And I will tell you that just starting even with the daily practice of writing the gratitude, which is what the G is for in Gritty Women, is for that daily practice of gratitude. That is the one thing that will totally replenish your joy in your life. I've done it for 4 years, and I'm telling you, it is the one thing that will fuel your joy tank. It will be filled to overflowing. We're created for rest. We have already been given the peace. And we can find that place of true rest in our Creator. We will experience that peace, which has already been given to us. It is a gift that was given to us. When we begin to slow down enough to look at where we are, to practice self-care, and to move ourselves confidently in the direction of our dream. It's so interesting how improving just one area in your life, just being willing to take action and bring change in one area, will spill over into all the other areas. I mean, you've seen this little meme or quote or whatever. You see it all the time, talking about the tide. When the tide rises, all the boats are lifted. But y'all, it's so true. So I want you to join me, partner with me in becoming the best version of you. You were created imperfectly perfect, I like to say. Nobody's perfect, but we were created in the image of our Creator. So step forward into who you were designed to be. Stop being who you are and become who you were created to be. You playing small serves no one. And there's never been a more critical time in our world than now for us to be at our best. And maybe it's hitting the snooze button. Maybe you could just work on that one thing these next 20 plus days before our new decade rolls over. Maybe you're going to create a new behavior. I'll be honest, I have made my bed for every day since April 13th. That was the day my son left for officer training school. And I committed to making my bed every day, just like the SEALs. I was trying to, pretend that I had the discipline of a SEAL. So guys, let's join together. Let's finish this decade strong and let's prepare for our best year ever. You've got this, you gritty sister. And I'm so excited about what 2020 is bringing in our movement. We'll have our first Gritty Women's Conference, and there's more to come. But for now, just remember, I believe in you, and go shine your light bright because somebody is counting on you today. And I know maybe you're listening to this late at night, but you know what? You can still send somebody a word of encouragement. You can still do something for someone tonight before, if you're listening to this late at night. Do something to add value to somebody else. Today, it was so silly, but it was so little. But the UPS guy came to my door, and I had some sparkling water and candy canes. And that's all I had. I'm planning on making a basket for them on the porch, but that was all I had. So I gave it to him, and he smiled so big. So it doesn't take a lot, but it takes a little. And it's easy to do and easy not to do. So that's all I have. I believe in you. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Until then, get gritty, sister.